Welcome back to GolfWRX's Winning What's in the Bag. This week, surprise, surprise, it's Scottie Scheffler again. This guy's just having an unbelievable 2024 season, but he just won the Memorial Tournament down in Ohio. Congratulations to him, another huge win. The guy's just playing such amazing golf going into the U.S. Open. Going to be exciting to see what he does this week as well. But we'll start at the top, and his driver is a TaylorMade Qi10. The standard model, or core model as everyone's calling it, but it is a little bit different. It's an 8-degree head, but it's what they call a dot head. So if you look at the 8-degree down in the hosel, there's a little dot over the just kind of the upper right, designated as a dot head. And from what we understand, these heads have a little lower spin than the retail Qi10 heads. So spin-wise, it kind of slates itself in between the Qi10 LS and Qi10 that you and I would buy at retail. This model sits just like kind of in between them. Now, it is a measured loft of 8.25 degrees, and the hosel setting is set in the upright configuration. So this means, I believe it takes it from a 58-degree lie angle to a 62-degree lie angle. So about 4 degrees difference in terms of lie. The loft stays the same. Now, he shafted this up with a Fujikura Ventus Black 7X. The Ventus Black comes in at around 78 grams, 2.8 degrees of torque, low launch, low spin. He plays his driver at 45 degrees and at a D4 swing weight. Now we move to 3-wood, and his 3-wood is, again, the standard Qi10 model. This is the bonded hosel, doesn't have the adjustability. Typically, this head launches a little higher, spins, so maybe just a little bit more than the tour version. And his is a 3-wood head, which is a 15-degree head, but his measured loft is 14.25 degrees. He's also playing this with a 52.25-degree lie angle, and it's shafted up with a Fujikura Ventus Black, but this time in the 80-gram range, and this is the 8X. So this comes in at around 85 grams, low launch, low spin, and it is tipped 1.5 inches. He plays this at 42 5/16 length, so an interesting length there, but a little shorter than the stock 3-wood configuration that you would buy. And he's got a swing weight on this of D3. So we move into his irons. It's a little bit of a combo set because the top 2 irons in his bag are utility irons. They are the Srixon ZU85 utilities from a few generations ago. The first one's his 3-iron, and it is a 3, which comes in at 20 degrees. Now, these ZU85 irons are a little bit bigger than the ZX utility that you can currently buy now, but overall, it's got a similar shape and kind of look to it. It also is shafted up with a Nippon Pro Modus Ghost shaft. The Ghost is spelled G-O-S-T, and it stands for graphite on steel. So what this is, it's a very lightweight steel shaft with a graphite wrap around it, and this kind of gives you the best of both worlds. You get the stability of steel, you have the consistency and ball speed of graphite. Comes in the Tour X model, which we're going to assume he has. His is so worn you can't see the label, but the Tour X Flex model comes in at 112 grams. It's kind of mid-ball flight and has a very similar profile to the Modus 105 iron shaft. His 4-iron is another Srixon ZU85 utility iron. This one here is 23 degrees. And again, these utilities a little bit older. They do have just a touch more offset than the current ZX utility, which again, on tour, some players like a little more offset, some like less. So it just kind of depends on your eye on those. And this one is shafted up with the same shaft that's in his irons, the True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue X100. So that 130-gram shaft that a lot of pros use in their irons. So his irons are actually TaylorMade P7 TWs. These are the blades that Tiger helped design when he moved over to TaylorMade, when he became a staff member there. They are a pretty compact blade. They're very thin top line, very small looking, especially in the long irons, but they are a little longer heel to toe when you set them down. They also have a progressive face height as you go through the set, so they have a very good look to them. Tiger's very particular about his look. These blades are extremely popular with a lot of PGA Tour pros. Not only does Scottie play them, but like Tommy Fleetwood and a handful of other players out on tour use them as well. These are shafted up with True Temper Dynamic Gold X100s, these classic kind of iconic shafts, 130 grams, low launch, low spin, and the Tour Issue models are weight sorted to an extremely tight tolerance. So then we move into Scottie's wedges, and they're not TaylorMade, they're actually Titleist Vokey wedges. Now, they're not the most current model. They're actually the SM8 from a couple generations ago. The first one, the gap wedge, being a 50.12 F grind. So the F grind is the only grind technically available in the 50 degree, but they do make 2 different soles. They make an 8-degree bounce and a 12-degree bounce. The 12-degree, what Scottie's playing, is a little higher bounce. It reduces some digging, and that F grind is that full sole width, allowing good float in the traps and reduce digging out in soft conditions or on full shots. Sand wedge is going to be a 56.14F, which again, higher bounce model, full sole, meant for kind of maximum forgiveness when it gets into the turf, wants to get in and get out. It doesn't dig out of the trap. It plays really well, especially when you open it. It can increase bounce even just a little bit more. So that full sole really works well in softer conditions or for steeper players, or players need a little help out of the trap, which I know Scottie probably does not need. And then his lob wedge is a Titleist Vokey WedgeWorks 60 T-grind. And this looks like it might be based off the SM9 model. Down around the toe, there's the little Vokey logo with the 9, and I've been told that that 9 basically represents what SM model that it refers to, and it's an SM9. The T-grind is, of course, a little bit of a wider sole, but extremely low bounce and has a ton of trailing edge relief. This allows you to really open the face up without the leading edge coming off the ground to hit kind of higher lofted shots off of really tight lies. Playing it square to the target, it actually plays a little bit more bounce than 4 degrees. His looks like it's bent to 60.5 degrees, about a half a degree weak, but that is his lob wedge. All of his wedges are shafted up with True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400 wedges. So these are the stiff flex version of the Dynamic Gold Tour Issue series. Stiff flex, a little bit heavier than the X100. It comes in about 132 grams, so about 2 grams heavier. But these softer, heavier wedges typically allow players to get a little more feel with the wedges, which they don't hit as many full shots with. They match up well with the X100s, and you see this kind of a lot. Now, putter, he's using the TaylorMade Spider Tour X, kind of that traditional putter that you've seen a lot of tour pros use. This is the X1 model if you look at the sole, or the L-neck version, or plumber's neck. This one here, that L-neck or plumber's neck, adds just a little bit of toe hang. So if you were to hold that putter up in the air, the toe would just swing down just a little bit. And a lot of the toe hang you kind of match up with the arc of the stroke. Now his has the Srixon Pure Roll insert that has the horizontal lines on it that put a better topspin and more forward roll on the ball, kind of reduces hopping and skidding, and also offers a little bit softer feel to it on impact. It's got a full sight line with the True Path kind of technology on top. So on the top, it's got that white stripe with a single black line on there for alignment. Very simple, but very effective. And he plays this at 35.5 inches long with 3 degrees of loft and at a 72-degree lie angle. Now, on this thing, he has it gripped up with a Golf Pride Pro-only cord grip, and he's got the Green Star, the largest model at 88 cc's. It's a little more oval-shaped compared to some of the others. It's in gray in color, but is the largest of that Pro-only cord model. For ball, he uses the Titleist Pro V1. So the Pro V1 is going to be a little flatter launch, a little bit lower spinning off driver compared to the Pro V1X. So that is Scottie's What's in the Bag from the 2024 Memorial Tournament. Congratulations to him. It's exciting to see him go into the U.S. Open. We're going to see what he does there. Can't believe that you could bet on a hotter golfer at the moment, but congratulations to him. And join us next week when we take a look at the winner from the 2024 U.S. Open. Super excited about this weekend and to watch some really exciting golf. See you next week.